everyone and welcome. My name is Sofia and today I'm going to show you a creamy pesto pasta bake leftover edition. So let's get right to the recipe. We'll start by cooking our pasta. We'll have some boiling water and I'm using farfalle. And I have the colored version, which I prefer to the plain one. The package says to cook 9 to 11 minutes. I recommend you keep it on the lower side of time, maybe a little bit less than 9 minutes, because the pasta will further cook in the oven. So I'm adding 2 cups of pasta to a lot of boiling water, and I had a little bit of salt because you always cook pasta with salt, always. Now let's talk about leftovers. You see, this is not leftovers per se, but this is what's left over in my fridge. They're a little bit mushy and old, but I'm not going to waste some veggies. I just rinse them with a bit of water and they are fine. And then to a shallow pan we'll add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil or whatever oil you like. Although I think you should like olive oil, but that's just me being Mediterranean. We're going to cook the veggies for a little bit, and while we do it, we're going to take care of the remaining leftovers I'm going to add. So I have these, I don't really know what this is. This is some kind of veggie strips I bought at Lidl, and I cooked them in my air fryer, and I have some left over. This you can replace with whatever you have. Let's say you have some tofu or some seitan or sausage or hot dogs, whatever you have in your fridge. We're going to chop it in small bits. I like my casseroles to have like small bites, and I made a pizza one of these days and I had some leftover olives, so I'm adding those in too. I'm cutting them in little chunks. Right now the pasta seems to be cooked, so I'll drain it and set that aside. I'll go back to my veggies. I had a little bit of salt, shouldn't have that much because we're going to add some pesto. I also add some powdered onion and some powdered garlic. I just spread them until they cover the entire surface of the veggies. And then I add some pepper. A little tiny bit, you don't need that much, but do it to your taste. Next I went in with the olives and the veggie strips. I'm cooking this in high heat, so it needs to be mixed very frequently or it will burn. So for pesto, you do whatever pesto you want. I'm going to do this vegan pesto alla calabrese from Lidl. This is leftovers, I don't have a full jar. I add my pesto and then mix it in. Then I fill the pesto jar with water and give it a good shake, and then add it in. This is a good way to avoid wasting any pesto, and also it helps a little bit with the sauce. Then I fill my jar once again, this time halfway, and I add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. This is going to be the thing that thickens it. Shake it very well. I add that to the pan and let it cook on medium-low heat until most of the liquid is absorbed. And when you mix it, you can actually see the bottom of the pan. Then I just transfer my pasta to an oven-safe dish and I pour about half of my veggie mix. This is not a part of the recipe, I just happen to have a small dish and I don't want it to make a big mess, so I just pour half. I'm going in with a little bit of this vegan topping I got from Lidl. This is not my favorite one they have, but I have this leftover from the pizza I made, so I decided to use this one. Not a lot, just a little bit, mix it in, and then I pour the remaining veggie mix and I mixed it well and pat it down. The last thing I've done is I covered it with a little bit more cheese, vegan cheese, and then it goes in the oven to 150 degrees Celsius, about 10 minutes, or until it is kind of melted and golden brown. Although vegan cheese doesn't melt that well. Let me tell you, it was very delicious. I hope you try it, and thank you for watching until the end. That's very, very cool of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.